Bircher and Brett Holdsworth, who's been sniffing around the top 10 all weekend. Lockie Dalton and Dalton Ellery inside. The rookies inside. Here's Sean Richardson and Owen Kelly. Watch that row for the 73 Jiu-Jitsu car. John Hollinger makes his debut. John Harris also in the field. Craig Scatella and Mick Rao returning to motorsport. Former sprint car driver back in the 80s and 90s. Mark Crutcher, John McCorkindale, Nash Morris, Chris Sutton, Nick Carroll and Tim Shaw won't be in the field with that car parked up in the covers over the 66 machine. His weekend over in the Trico Trans Am Series. So 22 laps, grid set on the overall points from race 1 and race 2. Add them all up and you start in that position. So Nathan Hearn at the moment has 2 points on the field for the weekend.
And that will affect the championship standings as we move forward. Who will be champion? Will it be Nathan Hearn again? Can he defend his crown, or can young Kyle Girton from Queensland, Nouveau Constructions car? What about Jet Johnson, who's been quietly impressive inside the top 10 in race 2 earlier today? He starts there for this one. The full throttle barbecue car. Little package from him before. He said, I'm the son of touring car race winner Stephen Johnson. What he failed to mention is that his dad's the 3-time touring car masters champion, and you'll see all the TCM racing this year on Stan Sport as well. So his old boy's still racing. A little Mr. Championship there.
So
Stephen
cool.
might have to go and have a chat about that. But we're ready for a start. Trico Trans Am. Third and final race of a wild weekend on the Apple Isle. Nice formation for the rolling start. Tim Brook is on the left of the grid. Kyle Girton on the right. Is P1 the place to be, or do you want to be on the outside? Well, Brook has got the best of the run. And car number 1 down the inside, but there's spinning around. That's Ben Grice in 0-3, turned around. Oh.
There's another car in the mix of that as well. So the Pioneer DJ car, the 1s and 2s have come to zeros for car 27 and parked right in the middle. We also had Grice and Bircher. They came together in the middle of turn 2 as the leaderboard just scrambles to the left-hand side here in the commentary box. Going to shake it right up, so it's good news. Barber gets away from the scene, so the race can stay on for now, but Grice looks like his day is done there in the All-American Driveline Auto Parts entry. Car number 3 parked on the inside of turn 2.
And we go safety car. It was always going to happen. Oh, they're very wide behind Nick Carroll and Nash Morris. They've got to get out of this. We're under safety car conditions, boys. Mark Crutcher there in the 4. I don't think Nash saw the safety car boards and flags because he's carving these guys up. They'll get on the radio to him and slow them down. Race control will have to reorder a little bit there. But wowee, wild stuff.
But for a moment it looked cool, that three wide
really
stuff.
Cool, absolutely.
Sadly, it was like we saw with Bailey Sweeney before lining up for a move in the TCR race. And Morris will drop back a couple of positions here when they sort the field out. So, again, more drama with a big field of cars here this weekend. Now, that's a shame. Elliot Barber is climbing out. And Sean Richardson's also. So he must have been the other car that was going through that dust cloud in the RTC Motorsport number 12. So here it is, heading down to turn number 1. You've got Brook leading, Nathan Hearn just behind. But watch the next red car behind. Drills the back of Grice. Now, watch just further back. Barber's spinning around. I think that was Owen Kelly maybe just behind in the 73 that was involved in this.
Yeah, Owen's come out the other side in 8th position, so he's gained a few spots. We're right on board with Jet Johnson, who's gained a lot of spots. He's classified 5th now. So there's Owen, that's Owen Kelly, right of screen. So it was Bircher and Grice, and Holdsworth was on the outside of that as well. Not quite sure what his role in all that was. Let's unpick it from the pole man, Tim Brook, who still leads the race. We're looking back at Nathan Hearn, who once again made up ground. I wonder if it was Holdsworth, perhaps to Grice, that turned around on the outside. No, I was wrong. My apologies to Brett.
That's the 36, the man that was quickest in the lower 50% of qualifying yesterday in the car that James Moffat drove last year in Sydney. The way the cars just pick their way. Which side do you want to go when there's a car parked in the middle? In fact, there's 2 cars there. There is the Bircher machine. Damage to the right rear. Looks like that rim on the 36 is damaged as well, so he's back in the pits, and it really jumbles up the top 10 in the Trico Trans Am Series.
Well, it's moved the entire rear axle in that car. That wheel's a long way back in the wheel arch. And 3 damaged cars, so Ben Grice's All-American Driveline and Auto Parts entry parked down there. He's had a shocking day. Ben, he's been super fast, but hasn't been able to translate that into results. And the same for Elliot Barber in the Pioneer DJ entry. And Sean Richardson was having a quietly strong competitive weekend running inside the top 11 or 12.
Yeah. So he's walking away. That's Grice walking away from his car as well. They're off the racing line down there. That would have been the old pit lane back in the 80s and 90s. Very narrow pit lane as these three make their way back to pits. We'll do the same. Chris Stubbs.
Thank you. Talk about the highs and the lows of motorsport. Right here beside me is a race-winning trophy with the plate here from yesterday. Now we have a pretty beat-up Audi RS3 behind us. Jay Hansen, that's motorsport. How do you react to what happened today?
Yeah, no, obviously, as you said, it's the highs and lows of motorsport. Yesterday we're winning, and today we had the reverse top 10 grid starting from 9th, and I think we were up into 6th position at the time. Will just passed Moff into the second last corner, and he left the door open last corner. I got in there, and obviously we had a little bit of contact. I haven't seen any footage or anything as of yet, but yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Obviously this year we need to be finishing races in the top 10, top 5, and gathering points as the year goes on, so then we can somewhat be there at the end of the year in the championship. Although the team are hard at work, you know, they're smashing it out at the moment, and yeah, hopefully we'll be back out there for race 3.
You mentioned you hadn't seen the replay. We've got a monitor here, so we'll see if we can roll the replay through, and you can just take a bit of a look at it here. So you've just summed it up, but as you watch it now, what do you think and how do you recap it?
Yeah, obviously, you know, as a racing driver, you're going to take any opportunity as you can get, you know, and obviously I was up the inside of Moff there, and then looks like we've both gone wide, and yeah, so it's sort of a hard one. Yeah, obviously judging off that, it sort of looks more like a racing incident or whatnot, but see what we can do for race 3 and just push forward and just gather as many points as we can for the rest of the weekend.
Have you caught up with James, or will you if you haven't?
No, I just got in then, so yeah, I'm sure we'll see each other in a minute. So
all the best.
Thank you. Cheers.
So Jay Hansen will regroup for the final race of Super Cheap Auto TCR Australia. You'll catch that this afternoon here on Stan Sport as we go back to Green Flag Racing here. We've retrieved and look at Owen Kelly with a best start there in that Fujitsu 73 like a slingshot on the way down into turn number 2. So it's Brooke, Hearn, Girton, Owen Kelly with damage to the back of that Fujitsu 73. Behind them is Dalton, Johnson, Holdsworth. Oh, someone gave the wall a rub on the way past the guardrail on the way down to turn number 4.
The battle for the lead remains on as well. This is wild stuff as always in Trans Am Racing. Owen Kelly is up to 4th from 8th. Maybe casting past before the control line though. I'll have to have a look at that up in race control. There's Jet Johnson. He's got Brett Holdsworth behind him, and Dalton Ellery next, and even Thornborough, who's up in the top 10 for the first time this weekend. Some big surnames here in this. Holdsworth covers the racing line from Ellery. Lockie Dalton in front there, then Owen Kelly in 4th place. Cole Girton 3rd, Hearn 2nd, and Brooke 1st. Girton sets the fastest lap of the motor race. And he'll look for a green run and no more safety car interruptions, so he can show what that Nuvo Constructions car from Dream Motor Racing has got.
The background of that shot, just damaged cars everywhere. It's like a graveyard out there for Trans Am cars today. Oh, that was Hearn getting on the dirt. You can see from that camera shot there, the right-hand side, how close they run to that white line. In fact, some get on the dirt as they come out of this. Dalton Ellery in the Chelgrave entry car 31. Eden Thornborough on the move, going side by side now. Great return because he's been struggling with that Sydney property care car. You can see the splitter just dancing up and down there on the front of his Mustang. He's up into 9th position ahead of Hugh McAllister. He gets the job done now on Holdsworth. That's now 8th position. Or not. They stay side by side. Clean move from those two.
That's how you do it through turn 7. Thornborough might have an opportunity down here. He's on the right side for 1, but turn 2, it's all Brett the Jet. But a bit of over-under. They can go side by side through turn 3, but I think finally Holdsworth has cleared him. Good racing. Hard, clean, but fair, and off the road goes Cole Girton. Was just having a big moment up there at the hairpin. He spun the car. He ran wide. I think he might have dropped a couple of wheels off trying to turn in, which we saw Nathan Hearn do the lap before, but he was able to catch it. But the 3rd place driver spins and will drop back down the field behind Hugh McAllister. So he's going to be 10th now. That's a massive blow for the young Queenslander, and big championship points lost for him as well.
So as you see on the track, 1st and 2nd, that's how the round looks right now in the Turtle Wax Trans Am Series. Drops Girton right out of it here by dropping the wheel on the dirt. at the top. Or was he getting too close to Hearn? Hard to see from that shot, but it looks like he was trying to avoid hitting the back of the Valvoline entry. There he is putting on the expression session down here at the Newlon hairpin, trying to regroup and get back into the race.
I think you're absolutely right. Had a really good run, and just the rear brakes would have locked and had the slide and had to take some evasive action. Dalton Ellery now going around the outside of Jet Johnson.
I love this corner. Why aren't we sitting down there calling?
I know, right? There should be one of these corners at every racetrack in the country. Michael Caruso recovered from a really good drive into the 10 in Super Cheap Auto TCRs. Back in the lane for us.
Mate, the action everywhere. It doesn't matter where you look at the moment. It's all happening. And one man that was involved in a little bit of action that TCR race. Now, I know you knocked off Stubbsy. They've pulled me into action for this. But, mate, Jay said he saw it as a racing incident. How did you see it?
Probably not like that, I can tell you that much. So, yeah, maybe a bit ambitious. It was all pretty ordinary. So, disappointing thing is, obviously, we're out for the rest of the weekend. A lot of damage to the car and not the way we wanted to finish today.
Mate, I have to ask you, what did you say to Troy from NPC at the end of the race there?
Oh, he sort of mouthed off to me, actually, and I just sort of said, you know, I didn't really appreciate what he had to say, so I just let him know that.
Well, bad luck, mate. We'll see you next round.
Yeah, we'll be back.
So, confirming James Moffat out for the weekend, and too much damage for the second year in a row for his LMCT Plus Renault Megane. Drop him in here for a co-driver role maybe in the commentary this afternoon. As while that was going on, Dalton Ellery made the move, has made up 2 spots while that's going on. You're looking from Jet Johnson's full throttle barbecue entry. Running back in position number 6, so the rookie drivers and the teenagers, the young ones are coming through, the second generation stars and third generation stars, showing their hand here in the Turtle Wax Trans Am Series. This is great stuff.
This is really impressive stuff for Jet Johnson. As we heard earlier in the package before the start of this race, son of Steve and Bree, and of course the grandson of Dick and Jill. Third generation Johnson going racing and going very competitively. He's been racing a lot in his native Queensland in Hyundai Excel racing. It was the blue, like true blue liveried car, with gold wheels at times as well. It looked really, really cool, much like his old man's Golf Western Auto Touring Car Masters XD Falcon, which is a race-winning car. Oh, that's big.
And that's big Raul in the 15. It's hit the wall. It's on the way to turn number 4 as well. So we've seen a few cars do this weekend. Raul, who started from 20th position for this race, his debut run in Turtle Wax Trans Am. Oh, look at the damage to the 15. It's off the racing line.
Oh, Nick Carroll's terrible weekend gets worse with a left rear puncture on the Hogan number 48 car, and will go back to safety car as a result. He was running in 17th position, starting from the back of the field. It's quite a large debris field down there on the run into turn 4 now as well.
It started a long way up the straight there as Carroll comes in.
That's a big impact. It's so fast coming out of turn 3. And the cars are all loose and swirling around. So this young Victorian, he spent some time in Super 3 competition driving for Matt White Racing.
Spent some time with Team 18 on the crew as well during the...
Look at the skid marks,
yeah,
man.
I wonder whether there was a bit of contact
yeah.
with the 48. That's why it's got the cut down tyre, because the way that's gone in the right-hand side, you wouldn't do that on your own, especially this late into a race. Here it is on the replay. So that's Crutcher leaving the Newlon hairpin.
So the impact's already occurred. You can see the plume of dust. There was another car near him. I'll tell you who that is at the moment. We won't speculate, but...
So it's not Carroll. He wasn't anywhere near the scene there.
So, yeah, contact from another car potentially. Could have run wide at the exit of 3 and got the fence on driver's left, and that could have caused the damage and forced him across, maybe broken something in the suspension, potentially broken steering, could have caused a drama like that. Unfortunately, that's the only shot we've got of it, so we'll have to find out after the race what happened. But, gee, that's a big impact and happened down. He drilled the wall at the 150-metre mark.
Probably
so,
further back, yeah.
Yeah, these cars are braking just beyond 150 metres into the hairpin from well over 200 kilometres an hour. So the point of impact there, pretty quick rate of knots in any racing car, but certainly one with 525 horsepower. So that's quite a big impact.
It's a brand new race car as well for the Rao team. Car facing the wrong direction. Safety car is out here in the final race at Trico Trans Am. Let's go back down to pit lane. Michael Caruso.
I've got another former Supercars driver in pit lane, Stevie J. Jet is doing an amazing job out there, mate. He's moved up a bunch of spots. I think he's up to 4th.
Yeah, I was just trying to count there, mate. 4th or 5th, I think. I'm not sure. We just told him to stay out of trouble, to be honest. And, you know, he missed the melee on the start, and, you know, he's running with the guys at the front, which is, you know, we're ecstatic. So.
And, mate, you've got to be proud of him. I mean, he's 16 years old. Getting run over in pit lane, but, mate, it must be really encouraging and good to see the results coming on.
Yeah, you know, this is a huge step up for him, Robbo. I mean, to go from where he was to a national event, never been to Symmons Plains before, hasn't been to half the circuits he's going to this year, so it's going to be a big learning curve. But if he can keep a level head and just finish the races, we don't care where. If he finishes the races and finishes in the top 15 everywhere, he'll finish well in the championship. But it's all about experience this year.
Well, best of luck, mate.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Joined now by Tim Slade. Tim, S5000 race early today. Contact with a teammate is always one of the most awkward things in motorsport. Your take on the incident and how it's with Joey?
Yeah, it's massively unfortunate. The last thing that you want to see, and what I hope for the team and Joey. But he got a bit better start, and then we kind of went up over the hump and sort of had a little bit of overlap there, and thought we could, you know, get round turn 2 side by side. But yeah, he obviously didn't see me, and to be honest, you know, first time in the category, I wasn't aware of the category rules of being, you know, front wheel to front wheel at the turning point. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, and even more unfortunate that they couldn't get the car back straight away. Now they're pressed for time getting the repairs done. So, yeah, hopefully they can get it done for Joey.
All good with you and Joey? Just saw the two of you in the truck. Seems like there's no problem.
Yeah, no, all good, all sweet.
Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Geez, a mature level-headed guy, Tim Slade, and take the pragmatic approach about that, and Joey's the same. So great, there's no dramas between them. Controversial incident in the S5000 race between the Team BRM teammates earlier today. Hopefully they can get Mawson's car back out, even just to run around at the back of the field and score some championship points. You'll see that very soon. Now we want to have another look at this replay for the reason we're under safety car at the moment, so we can identify that it was Owen Kelly going past in the Fujitsu car, who's had a shocking weekend so far, has Owen, and we understand he'd just been into the lane potentially. So he may have been coming out of pit lane at the time, so car getting tyre temperature back up perhaps.
He was around that group of cars when he came back out. So meantime, the 15 is facing the wrong direction. A lot of slippery stuff coming out of the number 15. Let's go back to pit lane.
Well, you can see there's a lot of action happening here. Team BRM trying as hard as they can to get this car back out in time for the race. Time is ticking. You can see all basically the rear corner that they've had to replace. So a fair bit of rubble over there. You can see they've taken out of the car, and we'll might wander up here and see if we can grab Joey as well, who's come out ready to go. There's a bit of a delay getting the car back into the pit, so the guys are, as the commentator said, pressed time to get it out in time. Hey, Joey, can we have a quick word?
Yep.
You seem fired up.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm going to give it my all the last race. Hopefully we get back out on the grid. Mechanics are doing the best job they can, but whatever's meant to be will be. So.
All right, well, we really hope that you make it out there, of course, and best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Molly. Cheers.
Thanks to Molly Taylor down there with Joey Mawson. Yeah, he'll be fired up, no doubt. Well, they're the best in the business, BRM. If anybody can fix a race car in a few minutes, they will throw everything at it, including the kitchen sink, and they just need to get him out and score some championship points. We'll remain under safety car in Trico Trans Am for this recovery that's ongoing down at Turn 4. Back down to the lane, here's Michael Caruso.
I've got Ben Bauernwarner. Benny, you didn't do too bad job there, mate. You were 10th. Finished behind me, though, mate.
Yeah, I know. I had you for the start of the race, but, yeah, you got a good race start and just muscled me out of the way there. But, no, it was a good race. I moved up 5 spots and the car feels really good, so it's good.
Mate, it's so much going on and off track at the moment. Plenty happening. How are you set up for this last race, do you think?
Yeah, look, we're going to chuck some brake pads at it, so we got something left for the race. But, yeah, we'll make a few changes and see if we can move forward.
And where's the speed that you're getting out of the Peugeot this weekend?
Look, we struggled all weekend, but we started to make some good changes. Yep. It's starting to rotate really well, so it's helping me get good drive off the corners.
All right, mate, best of luck today.
Thank you. Let's have fun.
last year's Rookie of the Year in TCR Australia, Ben Bargwanna. That'll be the talking point. Brakes, they're going to be critical on that final one later on this afternoon. We're understanding this is the final lap. We're going to finish under safety car for the third race in succession. It's going to be the second win for Tim Brook, with Nathan Hearn and Lockie Dalton going to score a top 3 result in his debut weekend. But for the rest, they'll be going to salvage their vehicles, put them on the boat and head them back to their race workshops for the next race at Phillip Island in mid-March.
What a weekend it's been. Brutal stuff for Turtle Wax Trans Am. Tim Brook's going to lead the championship going to that event. 166 points going the way of the driver of car 38. Well, perhaps hasn't gone quite the way he'd planned it, but he was able to hold off the challenge from the defending champion. And Nathan Hearn will finish second. Good haul of points for the Valvoline driver for GRM. But well done, Tim Brook. Comprehensive stuff. Great weekend at Symmons Plains for the driver of car number 38. The Ford Mustang gets the win at Symmons Plains, and he leads the Turtle Wax Trans Am Series after round 1.
Second in the round at Bathurst, and now picks up his first round victory in the Trans Am Series. Probably not the way he wanted to do it, but victory is a victory. Nathan Hearn pulls up alongside him. He finishes second here today. Well done to Lockie Dalton and Dalton Ellery and Jet Johnson, all inside the top 5 today. Brett Holdsworth, Carl Gurton, Eden Thornborough, who salvaged a good result here after a tough weekend. Nash Morris inside the top 10, and Hugh McAllister completing the 10 with McCorkindale, Pappas, Scatella, Crutcher and John Hollinger in 15.
That's a big drive from McCorkindale as well. He and Morris, the 2 big movers in that one. 9th and 11th respectively. Walking wounded further back, Bircher, Grice, Barber, turn 1 drama. Sean Richardson involved as well. Chris Sutton and Tim Shaw took no part in that race. It's been a wild old weekend for Turtle Wax Trans Am Series, but what a championship it is. So much to come this season. You'll see it all live and at Break Free on Stan Sports. This is how race 3 played out. Feisty as ever, and unfortunately Cody Bircher and Ben Grice into each other, with Elliot Barber caught up as collateral damage there in the Pioneer car.
John Hollinger also in that mix of cars. Richardson got through, then he tagged the back of Barber, so that's what's put him out there. We finally got to see what happens in the RTC entry. This was the view from Tim Brook as Carl Gurton sprint car on his way down at the Newlon hairpin, which are dropping down to position number 10. Then this incident for Mick Rowell, his first run on tarmac after running for sprint cars for many, many years, ending on the way down to turn number 4, which would ultimately end the race and the weekend. Congratulations to Tim Brook, round 1 winner in the Turtle Wax Trans Am Series.
2 out of 3 ain't bad for Tim Brook this weekend. Nathan Hearn got the other race win, set up for a great battle over the course of the season. 6 points the difference in the series standings following round 1. Carl Gurton in a good position despite dramas in that race. Lockie Dalton, nice start to the championship for him. GRM driver and Brett Holdsworth rounding out the top 5. That's a really solid start. A couple of championship contenders in that top 10, I think. And Owen Kelly with more to come, you'd think, from the Fujitsu entry over the page. Pappas and Hollinger. McCorkindale 14th. He'll be one to watch as the season goes on and he gets up to speed in these cars. And Nash Morris as well in the super cheap car. What about some of the names on this page? Carroll should be right at the front. So too Cody Bircher, so too Elliot Barber. Lots of walking wounded coming out of this one. We're looking to make amends in round 2.
And how quickly did it change? Cody Bircher was so quick during practice and qualifying, the quickest of the newcomers in the sport, but then would finish right down the bottom of the order. The winning 3 cars heading towards our Turtle Wax victory lane here today. Tim Brook, man, he just found the sweet spot with his car late last season, and it translates into a great start for the 2022 Turtle Wax Trans Am Series. And Nathan Hearn, well, never ever discount the Valvoline team. They'll be there all season long. Nice Alonso Jr. style helmet he's got going there too, Kralsey.
Yeah. Always a good retro tribute livery in the GRM world at some point. He's becoming a really complete racing car driver, Nathan Hearn. Chris Stubbs has got all the celebrations down in Victory Lane.
Thank you very much. To do our presentations today for the Turtle Wax Trans Am Series is Dr. David Edgar of Events Tasmania. In 3rd place for the round is Carl Gurton. Congratulations, Carl. Yeah, we want to see your face. We want to see your smile. Congratulations, Carl. Well done. In car number 2, have a hat. And more importantly, have a 3rd place trophy for the weekend. How do you react to that?
Still an awesome weekend, like absolutely awesome weekend. Like amazing pace. I'm still shocked at the amount of pace that this car's got. Great racing, like everything's fine. I don't hold anything against that. That's what we're here for. But yeah, thanks to McCulley Cabinets and the Nuvo Group for coming on board this weekend, and Gary, personal sponsor. So yeah, let's get back into it at Phillip Island.
We can't wait. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Nathan Hearn, will get Nathan to come down. He was second for the round here in Tasmania at Simmons Plains. Dr. David Edgar will hand over your trophy as well. Fist bumps all round. How do you react to that, Nathan?
Yeah, look, I mean, it was good. Bit of a shame last race got put down to half points. You know, we really need to start first. We didn't have the car pace of these other two today, so yeah, a bit of a shame. But look, I mean, we still got the Valvoline GRM car on podium on debut, so pretty happy with that. Second place, pretty good for the championship. So yeah, we'll come back Phillip Island, tune her up a little bit, try and get a bit more straight line handling out of her, and yeah, we'll go hard at it from then on.
We'll see you then.
Cool, cheers.
And our winner for the round, Tim Brook, congratulations. What a way to start your season. Dr. David Edgar will present you with the first place trophy for the Trico Trans Am Series here at AWC Race Tasmania. Look at that smile. That means a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're pretty happy. Second race didn't quite go to plan earlier this morning, so yeah, I think everybody in my crew gave me a bit of a kick around the backside and pulled my finger around that one. And yeah, car's been brilliant this weekend and didn't quite maximise it, but this is first round win for the series, so bring it on. Good start of the year.
Well done. We'll see you at Phillip Island.
Sounds good to me. Thank you. Cheers.